In this video, I show how to test and compare pool tables for cloth and cushion speed, pocket difficulty, and kick and bank performance. I also do a full test of my current table since I'll be changing the rails and pockets soon. My current table is a 9-foot Olhausen Seville. It was previously owned by the late great BCA Hall of Famer and instructional author Robert Byrne. As many of you have pointed out over the years, the 5-inch corner pockets are quite large. 2 balls easily fit in the mouth of the pocket. Although, due to the large facing angles and deep shelf, 2 balls cannot fit through the throat of the pocket. The side pockets are also quite large. I currently have Olhausen working on a new set of rails and pockets for me. I'll do a full follow-up video after the change for a full comparison using the procedures in the rest of this video. The easiest way to compare how tough different tables play is with the Table Difficulty Factor, or TDF. The TDF system is described and demonstrated in detail at the resource page linked below in the video description or pinned comment. To find the TDF for a table, you just need to take 3 simple measurements on a corner pocket with a ruler. You just need to know the mouth size, shelf depth, and throat size. If you have an angle measuring device, you can measure the facing angle as an alternative to throat size. The mouth size is measured between the points of the pocket. It is 5 inches on this table. Again, you don't need an angle measuring device, but if you have one, measuring facing angle is recommended as an alternative to measuring throat size. The facing angle is 145 degrees on this table. The shelf depth is measured from the pocket mouth line to where the slate first starts to drop off into the pocket. The shelf depth is 1.5 inches on this table. You can calculate the TDF manually with the 3 measurements using the instructions in the TDF document. Otherwise, there are free software tools that calculate it for you automatically. One is a mobile-friendly, web-based app. You select the table size and the units you prefer, and enter the mouth size, throat size, and shelf depth. This tool does not support facing angle as an alternative to throat size. You can enter numbers as fractions or decimals. When you touch the Calculate button, the TDF number is displayed. A value of 1 indicates an average difficulty table. A value below 1 indicates an easier than average table, and a value above 1 corresponds to a more difficult table. This table has a TDF of 0.99, so it is considered average. If you have access to a computer, the TDF spreadsheet is a good choice. It works the same way, but you can also enter facing angle as an alternative to throat size. It is also more user-friendly and shows a graphical display of individual factor values. At the AZB TDF thread link, you can find example TDF values for a wide range of tables from extremely easy to extremely difficult. Looking through these examples will give you a feel for how different table sizes and pocket geometries affect how difficult a table plays. Again, see the TDF resource page if you want to learn more about the TDF system. One important attribute of a table is how it responds to kick and bank shots. In this section, I demonstrate 2 shots you can use to determine if a table plays on system, short, or long. Illustrations of the shots and more information can be found at the kick bank testing link below. The first shot is a standard 2-to-1 rolling ball kick or bank, aiming from the 4th diamond on the near rail to the 2nd diamond on the far rail. I am using a ball placement template available at the link below to accurately place a line of 3 frozen balls along the 4-to-2 line. Even if the first ball is hit slightly off angle or with unintentional side spin, the 3rd ball still heads very straight. I also have a rail ruler placed to help visualize the exact location of the 4th diamond by the side pocket. You don't need the template or 3 balls or the ruler, but if you don't use them, be very careful with your aim and make sure there is no unintentional side spin. This table plays very close to on system, although the ball does come up a hair short entering the right side of the pocket. The second shot is a sliding ball twice plus tenths bank. The aiming line is from the 4.4 diamond point in the near rail groove to the 2 diamond point in the far rail groove. Like before, I used the 3 frozen ball template and the rail ruler to get a perfect aim and a reliable shot. Again, the aiming line connects a ball 4/10 of a diamond beyond the 4th diamond to a ball across from the 2nd diamond. The 1 and 5 balls are used to help line up the shot. The 5 is removed, with the 10 being banked along the desired line. Medium to fast speed is required to ensure the 10 slides into the cushion. Again, this table plays very close to on system for both rolling kicks or banks and sliding banks. An accurate way to measure and compare cloth and cushion speed is with a stimp meter, which is a ramp that rolls a ball at a repeatable speed. The stimp meter was made for me by Adam Bishop. Thanks, Adam. The triangle is 16 inches long and 8 inches high, and there is a ½ inch wide rail for the ball to roll down. I use a binder clip to position the ball accurately at a selected height. I've selected almost the maximum height, which gives a little more than lag shot speed on this table. The stimp meter is very repeatable. Here are 3 nearly identical rolls to show this. I have the stimp meter at a slight angle so the returning ball will clear it. I decided to test the table at 4 different positions on both sides of the table to see if the cushions bounce consistently. This rail was fairly consistent at each of the 4 positions. Now here's the other side of the table. This rail is also fairly consistent, but it is a touch bouncier than the other rail. Here's a direct comparison of the 2 sets of results. Overall, both cushions were consistent across their lengths and had similar bounciness. The final test are careful measurements of the effective sizes of the pocket for shots at different angles and speeds. I chose 3 angles: 5 degrees off the rail, which is fairly shallow, 15 degrees off the rail, which is a moderate angle, and 45 degrees off the rail, which is straight in. At each angle and speed, I find the extreme positions that barely allow the ball to enter the pocket. The distance between these positions gives the effective size of the pocket. I use the same 3-ball template from before, with one edge turned up to make it easy to keep it flush with the ruler. An angle template available at the link below is used to accurately place the ruler, in this case at 5 degrees. You can also use an angle measuring device like I used earlier. The ball template is placed at a selected spot on the ruler, and the balls are placed on the template the same way each time to ensure consistency. Here's the most extreme right position that allowed a slow rolling ball to enter the pocket at this angle. Notice how high up the rail the 10 hits the cushion. This will make the pocket have a large effective size at this angle and speed. This ball obviously won't go in at the same angle with a fast speed shot. Getting back to the slow speed shot, moving the template just 1 millimeter along the ruler closer to the rail results in a miss. Here's the extreme on the other side of the pocket that barely allows the ball to drop at this angle and speed. Measuring between these 2 extremes on the ruler gives the effective size of the pocket. At this angle and speed, the size is 10.4 centimeters or 4.1 inches. That gives a lot of room for aiming error or pocket cheating. The same procedure was also done for fast shot speed. And I followed the same procedure for the other angles at both slow and fast speeds. I will summarize the results at the end, but here are the extreme positions and measurements at each angle and speed for your viewing pleasure. Here's a summary of all the results for the effective sizes of the pocket at different angles and speeds. Obviously, the pockets play bigger at slower speeds, especially at shallow angles relative to the rail. At 5 degrees, the pocket plays more than twice as big at slow speed compared to fast speed. At slow speed, the ball can hit the rail well in front of the pocket and easily rebound off the pocket facings into the pocket. At faster speed, the ball can still hit the cushion first and rattle in at this angle, but only if the ball hits the cushion much closer to the pocket. At 15 degrees, the slow speed size is smaller since the cushion cannot be struck as far from the pocket. Even just barely catching the near pocket point can cause the ball to rattle out at any speed. The fast speed size is larger than with 5 degrees simply because more of the pocket is visible at bigger angles. That's why the effective size is also larger at 45 degrees as compared to 15. Surprisingly, at 45 degrees, the effective size at fast speed is the same as at slow speed. This might not be the case for all tables. The extra speed increases the chances for the ball to rattle out, but the extra speed also compresses the points of the pocket more, allowing the ball to squeeze through more easily. I'll post a follow-up video after I get my rails and pockets replaced so you can see how it changes all the results. As always, see the links below in the video description or pinned comment for more information and examples. And good luck with your game from Dr. Dave.